woke up to some commotion. I heard some whistles going on out front, so I came downstairs to see what was going on. Wasn't even dressed. And there was a car, the Honda Pilot that's crashed over there now. There was a car blocking the 2 lanes of Portland traffic. And the ICE agents got out and they were saying, get out of here, get out of here. And she was, what looked like she was trying to turn around. And the ICE agent was in front of her car, and he pulled out and put it right in, like, his midriff was on her bumper, and he reached across the hood of the car and shot her in the face. It was like 3-4 times. And then she must have just stepped on the gas. She stepped on the gas immediately, maybe got like 100 feet or so, and ran into the telephone pole and some cars, and then was slumped over in her car. And you could see she was probably gone. And there was a medic, there was a neighbor who's a physician who was yelling, can I please check the pulse? There was no first responders. There were 0 first responders. They left her in her car, slumped over for about 10-15 minutes, blocking us all. And eventually EMS got here, and they wouldn't let the bus in, so it was just the EMS workers, and they checked her out for a second, maybe five minutes or so, and then carried her out.
Can you describe a little bit about what this woman looked like? Was there anyone else in the car with her? Did you know if she was the target?
I don't know if she was a target. They clearly wanted her out of there because she was the main car leading is my understanding. I talked to another guy who was driving behind her, but she was very successful in blocking traffic. She was doing what she was set out to do, and so they wanted to get her the hell out of there.
Yes, the mainstream media is struggling to turn this whole situation into George Floyd 2.0. I don't know why these people do this every single time. You don't take a car, you don't struggle to run over law enforcement officers. If you do this, know that something bad might happen to you. This is exactly what I've seen. President Trump sent this out. Trump says he has watched the video from Minneapolis, says the ICE agent acted in self-defense against a liberal in Minneapolis who tried to ICE agents. That is what Trump sent out. It is a horrible thing to watch. At some point, I don't know why this woman acted this way. Everybody in that location, ICE agent thought their life was at stake, so they need to do something. You don't do that. I understand that liberals have been advocating for things like this, but it saddens my heart to see that she lost her life.
As a lifelong Minneapolis resident, I just want to come on here and say, I'm sorry. I am so sorry that everyone in my state is so retarded. I'm exhausted of it too. How do you think the rest of us here feel? Believe it or not, most of us here in Minnesota aren't psychotic liberals. We just want our state back. We just want the state and the city of Minneapolis and the Twin Cities that we knew and loved growing up. We just want that back. But these absolutely insane liberals, these communists, they are literally communists, have taken over everything. Do you know how embarrassing it is to say that I am from Minneapolis? Because the only time that Minneapolis is ever in the news is because of something awful. Ditch lines, or the George Floyd riot, or that incident that happened at the Catholic school. And now, of course, the incident with ICE. I am ashamed to be from here. I am ashamed, okay? Especially because it didn't always used to be this way. So I am actually coming on here and begging. I am begging for prayers at this point for my hometown. I'm so tired, y'all. We are so tired. Please pray for us. You know, I got out of Minneapolis just at the right time because I had moved back here after living in Boston for a little bit, and I bought a home in North Minneapolis. And last year when Omar Fateh started running and my property taxes went up 10%, I saw the writing on the wall, and I knew that I had to leave. Obviously, there was a lot more that came into consideration besides just those two things. Those were kind of like the tip of the iceberg. A lot of crime. A lot of crime happening. Amongst other things like essential resources just not happening. We live in Minnesota. It's a very snowy state, and the streets in my neighborhood sometimes weren't getting plowed for 2 days.
Sure, if you don't want to get shot, maybe don't try to run over the cops. I mean, what happened with common sense? Of course, we're immediately going to have the left defending criminals again, pretending like law enforcement is the problem. Watch how people are immediately going to take sides before even getting all the facts. The media is going to want you to feel sorry about someone who used a vehicle as in. At what point did it become controversial in the United States of America to not run over an officer? What was your expectation? Should the officers just let people run them over? And no, it's not ICE's fault. This is a culture of lawlessness that's being provoked by the media, politicians, leaders in Minneapolis. It's reckless, and you're protecting lawlessness. You're endangering people's lives.
It is sad that this lady lost her life. At some point, you will always see Libras doing this every single time. If you take a look at what I saw within the space of 2 hours after this, you will clearly see how Libras are desperate in need of bad situations like this. They will jump into all kind of things. Crazy, right? I saw a video. CNN is doing everything they can to make this woman into a George Floyd 2.0. There is no one truth. If she had choose to comply, she'll be alive. It is really that simple. She knowingly obstructed and interfered. When they said, get out the vehicle, she did not. She instead struggled to do this. Tell me what will happen at the end. A bad result like this. You know, using a car as a shield or struggling to do this will always end up this way. I really wish she could have been alive, maybe to really see the end result of what she caused. Libras are now coming out demonstrating, oh, this one is so, blame game has just started. Demonstrations are everywhere. Justice, this, I should get out. You can't do this. I watched Jimmy. This is what he said.
An ICE agent today, unarmed 37-year-old woman during an ICE operation in Minneapolis. They're there under the guise of protecting us. And of course, our president weighed in with compassion. He wrote, I've just viewed the clip of the event which took place in Minneapolis. It is a horrible thing to watch. The woman screaming was obviously a professional agitator.
Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bull. This was an agent recklessly using power that resulted in somebody.
I've seen a lot of Republicans here in Washington criticizing those comments, saying that you're escalating tensions with that. Can you respond to them, and what do you say to them tonight, people who criticize those comments?
I'm so sorry if I offended their Disney princess ears, but here's the thing. If we're talking about what's inflammatory, on the one hand, you got someone who dropped an F-bomb, and on the other hand, you got someone who... I think the more inflammatory act...
Hospital at this time. Let's go to Laura Coates out front in Minneapolis. Laura, what are you seeing there?
There's a huge crowd of people gathered within blocks of where this woman lost her life.
I believe you can see Democrat mayor already coming out to do this. This guy received backlash on social media. You don't immediately draw into conclusion or controversies like this when a bad thing like this happens. It's insane. I really wish these people could cooperate with ICE to allow them to do their job, because these obstructions happen every single day and the results are never really okay. I want to appreciate people sharing out the videos. God bless you abundantly. I don't want to make the video long because I feel emotional actually when doing this kind of videos. I just wanted to report so you can see exactly what is going on. As of the short clip, that is for the white algorithm.
Plot of the movie. Interesting. It was almost a near-death experience. Wait to get back on the air tomorrow night to talk about them. Thank you, everyone.
I'm a little in shock about that Maduro.
Let your hatred and
Sit this one out.
Well, these guys are paid. They're so organized. I mean, it's less than even 24 hours. They got hundreds of signs made. It's almost like they have a print shop in the back of their
Venezuela, and we
100. And
there you go.
$1,500.
Let's see if they get the.
Well,
I want to see them get
But, MAGA's going to break up because of Donald Trump's criticism of Robin.
Can sit at either place. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
You and your husband were friends with Rob and Michelle Reiner, and
everybody knew that wasn't true.
A dangerous relative as a likely suspect. A tip that led to her brother Nick. Rob Reiner and Nick had a heated argument the night before at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party, being back on his own. In one instance, she said,
We should have said nothing.
The United States to take this family tragedy in which the president had made no comment.
When people ought to have.
Yeah.
Absolute horror.
Hi, Mel Gibson. I'm in Italy.